Thanks for being here. This is an exciting day. We'll talk about Coach here in a second, but I also just want to touch on the fact that we are able to bring back the men's golf program. And I know some of us have talked offline about that, but just want to address that for the group. And we're really excited about that. As you guys know, we have a great history in men's golf here. Tulsa is an incredible golf community, and we believe that this is a sport that we can be very successful in. This was a very extensive process that honestly predated me. These conversations had started before I got the job, but we worked through it. There's a lot of people that played a significant part in making this happen, so I want to make sure I thank a few people that have made this possible. First, we had 3 former men's golfers who played a significant role in helping raise enough money to make this a reality, and that is Bob Prince and his wife Sharon, Al Walker, and Don Quint. And then one of our board of trustees, Mark Mara, really played a big part in this behind the scenes. This was a big deal to him, and he was also very instrumental. And then, again, my predecessor, who's now back as the interim president, Rick Dixon and Brad Carson, started these conversations before I had the ability to get here and help. So just want to make sure, and we thank those people that allowed this to happen. Again, we would not have done this if we didn't think this was something that we could be really good in. And we believe that we have the infrastructure here to build a championship-level golf program. First of all, Tulsa's a great golf community, and we have access to a number of incredible courses. I really don't think there's another college golf program that has the ability to play this many high-level courses on a consistent basis, and different types of courses that allow the coach to get the team prepared for different styles of play. So that's an incredible advantage. I think our university is a great fit for golfers, and we can offer a world-class degree. We've got a lot of former men's golfers, Tulsa alum, and just community members that want to support the program. And then the last piece was finding the right head coach, and I feel like we've done that with Brandon. We had a very extensive search process, and we talked to a lot of coaches. I want to make sure and give a special thanks to Luke Hillen. Luke played a huge part in this search as well. He will serve as the sport administrator for men's golf, and he did a great job throughout this process. And I think the process yielded the perfect candidate for Tulsa at this time, and Brandon. I talked to a lot of coaches who I am friends with that have great relationships that I felt like would tell me the truth that are current head coaches in college golf, and they had great things to say about them. And I honestly think that's probably the most validating thing you can get, is when coaches in the industry that really know will tell you the truth and say good things about them. So I think that was probably the most important thing. He has signed and developed great players. He has great familiarity and understanding with this region, as well as great relationships with coaches in this area. And I think this is an area that have a lot of great players. He's got experience at a similar style of institution at SMU and experience in the American Conference, so he knows what the American looks like. And he's been a part of a very first-class high-level golf program at SMU, so he knows what it looks like to operate it at that level. And I think as much as anything, as we talked to people, he was really excited about this opportunity, and I felt like he really wanted to be here, and I think that's important. These jobs are hard, and so I think you need somebody that is running to the opportunity and is 2 feet in, and I felt like he was really excited. So as are we. We are excited about the ability to start the program. We are really excited about Brandon leading the charge, and we cannot wait to get started. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, guys, it's nice to meet you guys. I'm obviously super excited, and the 2 words that I can think of right now are just an immense amount of gratitude and momentum, right? This is going to be in a special time for Tulsa athletics and Tulsa golf. Things are moving quickly. NCAA sports are evolving. Having a great administration and people supporting you is one of the most important things you can have in college athletics today. And our administration is amazing. Tulsa athletics gets it. They understand what's going on. The progressive piece of it all is going to be a very important part in progressing not only men's golf, but college athletics in the same scope. So, like I said, I'm super excited. Things change pretty quickly in a couple weeks. You take on a new role and understand that this is going to be something that's really special. And, just speaking with former players and people in the community, people love this thing. They want this thing to be great. And like I said, I think I'm the right guy for the job. We can progress this thing to be something great. And so, there's a lot of people to thank, not only in this community, but people that have been involved in my life that have helped me progress as a golf coach, and not only as a golf coach, but as an individual. And so, I could go down that list and start, but you know who you are. And so like I said, I'm super excited about this opportunity and just to continue the momentum that we have. This thing can be really, really special. It's going to be special. I'm excited about recruiting individuals for this culture. My number one thing about me is building a culture, and when I started this job 9 years ago, the same thing is true today. As I wanted to build a championship team with a great culture of young men, and not only help them as golfers, but as young people and future husbands, future fathers, future workers, hopefully PGA Tour players too. That's a goal of mine. So developing players into young men and beyond is very, very important to me. And so, like I said, there's not a much better platform than golf. Golf is so synonymous to life. There's ups and downs. There's bad breaks. There's good breaks. Things that you cannot control. And so I feel really blessed to have this opportunity and this platform. I love golf. I love playing golf. I love watching the struggles that are involved with golf, because as people, struggles are the only thing that help us get better. And so, watching young men struggle and work through things on the golf course is just a lot like life. And so for me, being a head golf coach has always been a dream of mine. As I started as assistant coach making $12,000 a year at Abilene Christian. And so, it's a passion project for me. I had two amazing golf coaches that poured into my life. Like I said, not only as a golfer, but as a young man. And so that was instrumental in my upbringing. And I realized the impact and the overall importance of a coach. And so overall, I just want to have that impact and help young men develop into people they want to be. And so I'm really looking forward to get to know everybody. Have had a great experience. Everyone surrounding their arms around me and making me feel at home has been amazing. I can't imagine a better town and a better opportunity to step into. I was playing with Coach Lamb yesterday and Rob Laird, and Coach Lamb made a hole-in-one on the second hole. So that added an additional piece of excitement to this job, and watching him and his excitement for golf, and obviously the whole community in general. It's just a very, very golf-driven community. And even the coaches before me, Coach Brogdon, he set the gold standard for what it takes to be really good here. And my expectations are the same. I want to be great. I don't think there's going to be a situation where we can't do that. This deal is set up for success with the resources, the golf courses, the administration, the university as a whole. There's really not a piece that's out of place, if that makes sense. I think everything is aligned to be set up for not only American Conference Championships but beyond. During this process, the American Conference has been a important topic of conversation. But I'm a believer that we can do better than that. We competed for conference championships at SMU, and that was amazing, but that's not the standard for me. I want to compete beyond that. I want to make national championships and eventually compete for a national championship. And I would not be saying that if I didn't think it was obtainable, and I would not be entertaining this job if I didn't think it was obtainable, because we have a lot of momentum. We've got great golf courses, great people. The golf rotation that we have is probably a top 10 in college golf right now. And I'm not just saying that. I think it's extremely, extremely, extremely good. The golf courses are challenging. They offer a variety of different opportunities to test your game. And I will say this: it's just a very good place to get better at. And if you establish a good culture, good kids that want to come in together and compete, and you give them these opportunities to play on these golf courses and play at this university, it's going to be a really, really good thing. I'm super excited about the outreach I already have had from other college golf coaches in the industry. We've already established a really, really solid schedule so far. I got Conrad Ray from Stanford University reached out to me yesterday. We're going to be in their home event in the spring of 2027. So SMU obviously will be in their home event. Other great events where people want to see and help. And so, as Justin said, this is a relationship business, not only college athletics, but college golf especially. And so that is a very big piece of me, establishing great relationships in the community of college golf with other coaches, and just understanding it takes a village, right? It takes an army to make these things good. And so, and people talk and they have conversations, and your reputation precedes you at some points. And so I'm really looking forward to get started. This is going to be, like I said, an amazing opportunity, and we're going to ride this momentum until it stops. So it's a downhill freight train, and rain cane.
Awesome. Questions?
Hi, Michael Peters with the Tulsa World. So after your experience here the last couple of days,
Right.
do you feel like you'd be the #1 seed in the University of Tulsa Athletic Department golf tournament?
As far as
As a player?
As a player?
As a player, absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. I would love to say yes, but I think Coach Lamb, the scorecard speaks for itself, as did yesterday. I mean, me and Coach Rodas were looking for our golf ball on the left rough all day long while Trey was making hole-in-ones and birdies. So
Where'd y'all play?
we played Cedar Ridge. Yeah, so on the second hole, Trey gets up there with a 7-iron from 190. I'm hiding my 5-iron with the whack in my hand, and he gets up there and he hits this 7-iron that goes straight at the flag. One hops in the hole. I'm like, I think I'm in the wrong group today. So, and then after that he goes birdie. So I mean, I think it was gonna be hard to beat the guy that goes hole-in-one birdie. So pretty exciting stuff though.
So what are the first handful of things that you have to do to launch this program?
Yeah, that's a great question. This whole thing, and people ask that, it's kind of unprecedented, and I think it's going to be day to day, kind of understanding what's going to be the next steps. But for me, I need to get on the road and go recruit. Obviously, we don't have a team, we don't have players, and so doing a substantial evaluation of the class of 2026 incoming freshmen for that year is going to be really, really important for me. I've done evaluations, but not enough to make a decision on offering a potential student athlete a spot on a golf team. Understanding the scope, too, of what's going on. Obviously, Oklahoma golf is growing, and there's a lot of great players coming out of the state, so continue to understand that. I've had 2 opportunities to coach really good players from the state. And so just going that direction and understanding, okay, these are the next steps. Recruiting a team, building a schedule. That's the first question a lot of these recruits ask is like, what are you guys going to play in? And they don't care about the facilities as much as they want to know where you're playing in. With the evolving PGA Tour U and opportunities that the PGA Tour is offering college players, building a schedule is super, super important. And so that's important to me. Building a schedule and recruiting are my first 2 things that I want to accomplish.
How same and how different is building a program from scratch than it was when you were an assistant at Abilene, from going from Division II to Division I?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's very similar, honestly. Obviously, the talent level I'm looking for a little bit better, and just having an overall understanding of what it takes. I think going from Division II to Division I was a challenge. This will be less of a challenge, just like I said, about momentum alone. And like I said, our administration has set this thing up for a tremendous amount of success early on. And so that's what I'm looking for. Obviously there's an expectation going from Division II to Division I that it was going to be challenging, and that was going to be an uphill battle. Resources, facilities, kind of et cetera. Even conference alignment too. I think the American Conference is a perennial non-Power 5 conference, Power 4 conference now. But, I mean, I think it is one of the strongest conferences to play in. Although golf is not that, affected by conference alignment, it still matters. And so I think having those pieces of taking ACU Division II to Division I, there'll be some of that with me for sure. And I learned a lot from Tom Shaw. He's a great friend of mine. He's a tremendous amount of experience, and just stepping into that role as he being formerly at Vanderbilt was a really good experience for me. So understanding that would be good.
Ken McLeod with Golf Oklahoma. Do you expect to have any players for the 25-26 season that will sign, transfers become eligible, people who haven't signed yet or changed their mind, not they know you have a program, or is it all going to be for the following year?
It's going to be for fall of 26. Yeah, my number one goal, and it's been a goal for us at SMU and everywhere I've been, is to provide a world-class experience for college players. And it'd be exactly. I think it'd be doing a disservice to someone that can't play in events. And obviously, there's a certain level of player that we're trying to attract here. And so I would say that most players will want to be playing college golf at some point and playing in tournaments with a team. And if they decide they want to transfer, or we have incoming freshmen, that's kind of my goal. I really don't want to bring someone on campus if I can't give them a great experience. And just having them practice we play college golf, and I play college golf for a reason, to get on the bus and go to events. So that's important for me to provide that experience. And there could be some possibilities for a player to do that in an individual sense, but I just don't think that'll provide a great experience.
So you mentioned your recruiting philosophy is going to be the level of golf in Oklahoma has risen considerably since the program was dropped. You saw with Will Sides down there the kind of guys that are going to programs that are similar stature, I guess, as far as private school and in the area. But how do you anticipate building it? Will it be a lot of Oklahoma kids? Will it be Texas? Will it be overseas? Will it be national? Will it mix of all?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to coach Carson Griggs and William Sides at SMU and Carson at Denver, and I think those are two of the best maybe junior players to come out of Tulsa in a long time. And they're still doing a lot of great things. Carson's having a great professional career so far, about to break through and potentially hopefully get on the Korn Ferry Tour at some point. And William Sides is a top 50 World Amateur Golf ranking player. So that being said, these players are here in the state, and there's two places to play college golf in the state. Ryan Hibble does a phenomenal job at OU, but there are so many good players, and there's so few universities. So adding this is going to be an amazing things for our junior players, but also me as well, to have an opportunity to recruit here. And I understand the scope here, and I understand how good the players are here. And I think Oklahoma golf gets underrated in general. And so I think there's a lot of talent in this state. And then you go south of the border, obviously, maybe in from Texas. There's so much talent there. I think there will be some international pieces involved in this program for sure. To take this thing to the next level, you have to be creative and open-minded. As a mid-major program, I think that's at SMU. We had to be open-minded. We had to be creative. Think outside the box, because if you don't, you'll get beat. And so that's just that simple. So I'm going to be creative in my recruiting tactics. I'm going to bring in kids from Oklahoma, kids from Texas. I'm not going to cap my overall thought process on how to where or who or anything like that. So
the scholarships going to 9 for schools like Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, where they've had 10 or 12 and people sitting on their bench that we just saw, some people transfer out of Oklahoma State this summer that we're looking up and saying, oh, these top 7 guys they're already national champions. None of them are going anywhere.
Yeah, there's not a better time to restart a program right now. I'll say that. There's not a better time in history of college golf to be restarting a golf program. And like I said, there's no precedent, but also there's not much precedent what's going on right now in college athletics. So you have to evolve and understand that the transfer portal is going to be part of it. As like our administration, I want to be progressive in that thought process. I've brought great transfers to SMU over the last few years, and people that have significantly helped our golf team, and it's not going to be different at Tulsa. So, especially with building a program right off the rip. So,
you said a key word in reputation. So when Justin talked about his due diligence of the hire, when you were reaching out and doing yours, with the program being gone just a smidge under a decade, what type of reputation does the school and just the area carry with it in order to provide this opportunity for you, and how you viewed that as a positive?
Yeah, I think the same process was, twofold in that situation. I have several coaches that I've worked with Justin in the past that I'm friends with. Jonathan Dismuke at Houston, he's a close friend of mine, mentor of mine, someone I really look up to, and Justin has worked with him. And the way he's doing things here and progressing this forward and progressing this thing forward is incredible. Honestly, the staff he's built, the energy around this community. You don't have to spend much time in this athletic department to understand that. And I knew immediately when I was, talking with Justin and Luke that these guys understand what it takes. They get it. They want to be great. The expectations are there, but they're also realistic as well. I love this. One thing I've already noticed about this athletic department, there's no complainers. In this scope, it's easy to complain about college athletics. And what I appreciate about this athletic department is it's a situation where just tell me what it is, and I can work from there, and we'll just make it happen. And so I appreciate that. In this world, it's very challenging to have an administration like that. And most people just want to sit on their hands and say, okay, well, there's nothing we can do about this. Let's just wait around and see what happens. But all of those combining pieces together made it seem like a place where I really wanted to spend not just the next stepping stone piece of my life, but build my home here and my future life here. And so this is not a place where I want to just be for a few years. I want to be here for a long time, and I hope these guys are with me too for a long time. So this is an amazing town, amazing athletic department. Everyone, it feels like a very, very family-oriented spot, and so that was important to me. Relationships are everything in this business, not only college golf, but college athletics, and your reputation and people that talk about you, and it's very real. So I can't be more thrilled to be a part of this athletic department.
Official, is it you jumped in coaching early, like around 23 or something? You've had to grow up through the most tumultuous time in college athletics. How much of a benefit is that to you to go through that at a young age and now have this program and an opportunity that you have?
Yeah, I think the main thing I can think of is kids are changing so much. I mean, recruits and parenting and parents in general are changing so much, and just being able to relate to that a little bit more, understanding the nuances and overall complications with people these days, I guess I would say, people these days. And so young people especially. And so being able to adapt to that, like this athletic department, I'm a very progressive coach. I'm a highly relational coach. I really enjoy that piece of it all. And so understanding you're not going to coach every kid the same way, especially in golf. So evolving your thought process is a key, crucial piece of this job, especially in golf, because as you guys know, golf is ever-changing, and it is different every single day. And as are the personalities, as are the people, and being able to step in and say, okay, this is this person, I understand this, and being able to adapt my recruiting tactics with that, particular person is important for me.
Dan Lindblad with Channel 2 here in town. Coach, welcome.
Thank you.
As you were researching what golf was like here in Northeast Oklahoma, was there anything that surprised you or what stood out to you as you were looking through it?
I think the overall community in general, I mean, you hear things and understand things, but actually stepping into it the last couple of days of how excited people are about TU golf in general, I could not have imagined the amount of support and people that are just have a tremendous amount of excitement around this situation. And like I said, it's unprecedented, obviously reinstating a golf team, but there are so many great players that have played on this golf team. The history here alone is something to be recognized, and obviously continuing to establish that culture in that same way. I want to win, and I can't wait to step into this community more and get to know more people, because everyone is just so pumped up about the opportunity of Tulsa golf. And you start winning some trophies and you start doing some great things, people get more excited about that too. I mean, we don't have a team yet, and people are just like so pumped that it's coming back. And so I could not have understood the magnitude until I stepped into it a couple days. And obviously, you talk to Justin, you talk to Luke, you talk to Joe and other administrators. Like, people are excited about it in the athletic department, but even outside, former players, people that don't even have any affiliation in the community to Tulsa golf, they're still very, very excited about this situation. So I can that was one thing that was a surprise to me, and it's not even it's a great surprise. And like I said, when I initially said, the momentum piece of it all is going to be very, very important. We have to keep on the gas, keep riding that train, keep it rolling, because that helps with everything: fundraising, recruiting, overall, just the trajectory of the program. So that momentum can stop quickly if you don't recruit well. That momentum can stop if you don't build relationships. And yeah, I would say the overall piece of it is just the excitement surrounding it. And I'm obviously very excited about it too. It's going to be amazing new blessing in my life. I couldn't imagine 2 weeks ago that I would be stepping into this and talking to you guys, but I mean, I'm super excited about this. It's going to be an amazing, amazing opportunity.
Raven Ray, Channel 6. Obviously, you still have another year until it all starts for you, but where do you see this program in the next 5 years?
Sure.
I know it's a big question, a lot of unknowns, but where could you see this program in 5 years?
Yeah, so I think it's very similar to what we did at SMU. We were a top 30 program. When I stepped in at SMU, we had an amazing team. We had 2 first-team All-Americans that are now on the PGA Tour on our team, and I thought, man, this coaching stuff's easy, right? This coaching stuff's going to be great. I'm the man around campus. We're going to national championships, winning tournaments. Our guys are on PGA Tour U, and those guys graduate, and it's time to build a new team. And so I think it's very similar to what we've done at SMU, and consistently being a top 25 team. Golf is challenging, more so than other sports. You have 5 guys working together and you count 4 scores, and so sometimes the breaks go your way and sometimes they don't, but rankings don't lie. Rankings are not something you can make up, and so a goal of mine is to be a top 25 team. In the short term, I think we can definitely compete and make it regional. I think that's a goal of mine. I don't see that's unobtainable, and I think that's a situation where I can step in early on and we can make a regional based on the transfer portal and incoming freshmen that are late blooming. But beyond that, just to be perennial top 25, I think that's a goal. Like I said, it's nice to compete for American Conference Championships, but that's not the goal of mine. I want to win conference championships, but that's just a stepping stone to making it through regional, making it to a national championship, making match play the national championship. But that starts with, building relationships here. It starts with building relationships with recruits and selling on what we can offer at Tulsa. So, like I said, there's so many opportunities to be great here. I wouldn't have taken this opportunity if I didn't think it would be great. And so continuing that momentum is going to be important, even 5 years down the road, because even 5 years is very, very fresh.
With the program being gone for almost a decade, is there a sense of relevance that has to be established again whenever you're recruiting, or is it kind of like a fresh start that you're revisiting these recruits?
Well, I will say this. I don't think relevance is in this community right now. People are so excited about this. The amount of texts and calls that I've received over the last few days, I mean, I need a personal assistant to go through my cell phone and respond to my text for me. But I mean, relevance, I don't think so. I'm super excited that the amount of outreach that I've had, not only from Texas and Oklahoma, but across the world as well. I mean, Asia, Europe, the UK in general. I mean, I've fielded calls from people from Ireland and Scotland and even from Sweden and Norway. And so, like, this thing is spreading, and the words across the community are, this thing is going to be really, really good. And people understand the history and the success that this place has had. And so people think that can happen again very quickly, and they want to be involved. And so I couldn't imagine the amount of outreach that I've had taking this job, but relevance is not going to be a super important thing for us. We're already relevant, and we're gonna win stuff. We're gonna win some things. So.